Hi, we're here at the International Intercollegiate Mediation Tournament held at Brunel University this year. And I'm here with Najib, who is a mediator, studying to be a mediator.
Yes. Going into the field of law, we'll see where it takes us.
Okay, so you went into this field with the idea of going to law school.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that mediation would be a great skill to have, considering that mediation is becoming more prominent in the legal field, especially with the way the trial courts have.
And who makes more money, mediators or lawyers?
Lawyers.
Okay.
Lawyers.
Okay. What is the best skill that you have learned as a mediator? What is your main skill that you have learned?
I think the main skill to take away from mediation is being adaptable. It's just being able to react to different types of personalities, different types of clients and advocates that you might interact with, different types of co-mediators, because at the end of the day, every single person you learn is different, is unique in their own way. And just being able to learn more about that person, being able to adapt to that person's needs in that case specifically that you're dealing with. So I think the one skill that I would emphasize is adaptability.
Okay, so you do this on the fly. In other words, as you are presented with a case or you're involved with something in this, you get a lot of practice, or this is a tournament, but with an outcome as a champion. But have you had other practice sessions at your school?
Yeah, so typically, I've been doing this for 3 years now.
Okay.
But the first year, what we had was we had 2 practice sessions with my 2 teammates. You'll get a chance to see them as well. But so we practiced with each other, just a quick dynamic. How are we going to interact? How could potential mediators react with you in the room? And so you take a couple of those practices, and then we have a couple of invitational tournaments before the international tournament.
Okay, so behind this is a little bit of psychology.
Right.
A little bit of picking up on somebody or what their needs are and how best to work with them.
Definitely.
Okay. And other than being a lawyer, going forward in your life, how do you feel that knowledge of mediation and so on is going to serve you?
I think it's great because, again, like you have to pick up in mediation on how people are feeling, how they're reacting. That's really important in life, because just dealing with someone who's not going to tell you directly how they're feeling.
Okay.
You need to be able to pick up on those things.
That might be your spouse, for example. Okay.
Yeah, right. So.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that. To be able to pick up on different cues that people give you.
All right.
Really important. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
And we'll go on to the next.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, I'm here with Anushka, and we're at the Intercollegiate International Mediation Tournament, as we said before. And Anushka, your teammate was wanting to be a lawyer. How about you?
I do as well, actually.
Okay. Are you in your 3rd year?
I'm actually in my 2nd year of college.
Okay. And picking up on people's needs and basically entering into immediate psychological link mind meld with your client or the other people you're interacting with. So I'm going to ask you a really out of the ballpark question.
All right.
How many basic types of people are there? Would you say offhand?
Offhand.
Being able to name them.
Okay.
We'll narrow it.
All right.
If you were to limit it to 3 types,
Okay.
how would you do that?
I think it would be dependent on the context. So 3 types of people in what sense? Can I clarify?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
As clients in mediation.
Oh, okay. So within this environment of mediation.
Yes, within
the 3 different
in the
kinds of
environment
people.
in mediation, yes.
Okay. I would say in that case, the 2 most important qualities in mediation are adaptability and the ability to listen.
Yes.
So I think the 3 types of people would be people who are not able to do either of those things, people who are able to do both of those things, and people who can do only one.
Oh. Okay. I like it. So what do you do with you have somebody who can't do one of those things?
So I think it's really interesting depending on which one of those things they can't do. So if they're not adaptable but they listen, then in a competition type sense, it is easy to throw questions or solutions at them and be kind of the party to come up with the creative solutions. While on the other hand, if they can't listen, then you have to try and make them listen to you by kind of slowing down and saying, look, I really need you to listen to my point so that we can have a productive discussion. So in a competition sense, it kind of helps if you're able to do both and you hit someone who can either do neither or one. But in a real life setting, you would obviously prefer to have a productive discussion with someone who can do
Okay, but basically, you are talking about universal human types, I think. Are you not?
I think it can be extrapolated to that, but it might be too simplistic for that model.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're getting a little philosophy lesson here. Okay, thank you. Okay. And being a lawyer, graduating with these skills, what do you hope to achieve overall in terms of, let's say, within the law?
Ideally, I would like to do international trade law. So my current major is supply chain management, and my minors are political science and international political economy. So with the skills from mediation, I would really like to use them to make changes in the world of international law through, revisiting trade agreements between countries and ensuring that everyone's getting like a win-win situation.
Right. So that would be Donald Trump. There you go. Yeah, win-win. That's what he says that he wants. Now, whether or not he's actually getting it would be up for people like you.
True.
To consult with him. Is it truly a win-win? So you like to apply economic analysis to the proposed solution. Excellent. Wow, that's great. Okay. What happened to your? Oh, here we are. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
And now I'm here with Pyle, who's also a teammate participating in the tournament. And Pyle, your other two representatives are teammates. We're interested in law, so I guess I'll ask you: you're interested in law?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And do you have a specific kind of law that you're interested in?
Well, I'm taking a class this semester that's like in criminal justice work in terms of like appealing cases that are already convicted on. Right, to look for innocence. So the class is the Innocence Project.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm interested in that. I don't know if it'll end up being my career or whatever. But the process is what drew me towards law in the first place.
Okay, so you're familiar with these cases where 10 and 20 years later, DNA evidence has proven that somebody has been incarcerated the entire time.
Yeah, and it was never them.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what the class works on. So it's the only undergrad class they have, I think, and they bring in cases and we get to look over them and give our recommendation to the real lawyers.
Okay.
So we're like the first people that vet the cases before lawyers look at them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're really important.
I hope so.
Okay.
I mean, I try to be as detailed as I can.
Okay. And what is the main thing you have learned about through this activity?
Well, I've learned that a lot of people have really large egos in terms of different attorneys that may have been mistaken in the evidence they brought about. Because a lot of times in these cases, it's like an attorney who thought they knew something, but when they go back and look at it, they realize that, I might have made a mistake, but they don't want to admit it, right?
Okay.
And so since their ego is attached to all the work they do, and they don't want to admit it, it goes through a long legal process because nobody wants to admit it was their fault instead of just cleaning it up.
So is any part of your role getting them to admit that they're wrong?
I mean, I usually don't do that, but a lot of what we do is we call people and just have conversations with them, right? Like, hey, we got a letter from you or your husband or whatever from prison, and we're wondering what did you think happened in the case, right? So just get people's all the stories in one spot, so we can kind of.
So won't that convince people? I mean, finally, when you've gotten all this information together, that will itself precipitate a more.
That's the intent, but a lot of times what happens is the judge because before they come to the Innocence Project, they've probably done an appeal or two, right? So the judges that did the appeals would be the same judges that would look at the writ for actual innocence. So then if that judge feels like you're saying that, you made a mistake, then he doesn't want to go back on his own words, right? Or her own words, whoever the judge may be. So that's what I'm saying is ego plays a big part into this. So you have to make it seem like, we all made a mistake here and we all need to work together to find a solution.
Okay. Wow, it sounds like all of you are psychologists of some kind or another. You're persuasive psychologists. You try to understand what kind of person you're dealing with to a certain extent.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing about law, right? Convincing people using the stuff you have at hand.
And mediation, your practice in that has helped you a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. it helps me. I don't know, like I feel like in mediation you have to keep like a really level head, whereas 'cause I also do mock trial, and that it's like way more aggressive. So this is like the nicer side of things.
Okay, and mediation will save the world?
Yeah, in theory. I mean, negotiation and coming to like a fair conclusion is always better than.
Okay, so both on the levels of international trade, innocence, and getting people to admit their mistakes, and coming to a more equitable solution, and so on. So mediation is terrific.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Okay.
I mean, talking it all out always works better than fighting it out.
Okay, great. Well, thanks.
Thank you
thanks so much.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.